I love this idea that there's not a running clock that you have to wait for. In basketball, part of, I think, the headache of watching some of these games is if it's a blowout, you're like, just come on, get this clock moving. And there's all these fouls and the hack-a-shack type ending to games and free throw contests, and that slows down the natural fluidity of basketball. And the beauty of basketball is the fact that it moves like water back and forth on the court. The best basketball is not foul, free throws, inbound, shot, rebound, foul. The beauty of basketball is when you have this rhythm and this flow and it goes up and down and you're just letting basketball be kind of improvisational. The greatest authors have always noted that basketball can be like jazz, not the Utah Jazz, the music jazz, where the greatest artists are creating on the fly, back and forth, the rhythm of the game. And so often we don't get that because of fouls and because of one team trailing and trying to stop the clock from moving. But the Elam ending eradicates that. You've got to make buckets. The only way you win is to make baskets. Sure, free throws are part of it, but you've got to make baskets. You can't just run out the clock. And I loved it. Even last night in a blowout, I'm like, this is kind of interesting because, you get a couple of stops, you hit a couple of threes, and it's not you run out of time. Then you get to play defense and get more stops and try to turn the momentum. And even though it ended up being a 20-point advantage, I just really love this. I really love establishing, okay, here's first team 2. It's like playing in the schoolyard, first team to 11 or first team to 21. Or first guy, you're playing 1-on-1 or 2-on-2. First to 11, first to 21, first to whatever. That's what you're doing here. First to 170 was last night. And then being 3 points away at 167, you had Steph launching from the logo to try to end it. And then eventually Dame Lillard did do that. And ending the game not on running out the clock, a guy holding the basketball while another guy comes from behind him and kind of bear hugs him, but there's not enough time to actually call the foul, which is how many games have ended. The Elam ending was great. It's so much better to end on a bucket.